welcome to another episode of the Minnesota Left-Handers podcast. I am Nate Doimer here with Brett Riedlander. Brett, how you doing?
Good. Glad to be back. Second one together. Let's go, huh?
Second one, and I think we need to address the elephant in the room. People are talking about the audio quality of our first episode. It's one of those things we're learning. We had a bit of an echo, but we're here now in a new location, Brett's location. His palatial chateau.
Ooh.
It's nice here. It's
English
pretty
teacher.
nice here. I mean, I came in. There was a valet, a butler. I mean, it was great, right? That's what
We treat our people right here. All right. We got the fireplace going. We got the TV. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. And Nate brought me a treat.
Little Left Hand Brewing ginger. What is it? Ginger pale ale. Not sponsored, but hey, Left Hand Brewing, if you're so inclined, we wouldn't mind. We're also live on Twitch. I feel like this is something that we're going to do fairly often here. So we got our Twitter open. Engage with us there. It's a great way to get involved, and we want to chat with the folks. You know, I think we should definitely start. There's a lot happening in the golf world. But before we get to that, I think we should talk, of course, a little bit about our event. Brett, do you want to tell us about the righty lefty four ball here? That's coming up soon.
You guys seen the flyer up last time we did this video. You know, we're really trying to push this thing. September 17th, 3 o'clock. We got the four ball going. You guys familiar with golf tournaments? We're gonna have the proxy stuff going, longest drive, closest to the pin, longest putt, $140 entry. We're gonna pay out first, second, and then we're gonna do a random draw for third, if you will. So if seventh place team, whatever, might get that prize too. So not there for the winnings, but more just for left-handers, supporting the left-handed community and getting a group of guys together, have some fun. So it should be a good time. I'm excited. Sure you're excited. First one, we'll have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for it. I think we'll end up with 5, maybe 6 events leading up to the state lefty next in July of 2023, which of course will be back at Riverwood where it was in 2022 out in Monticello there. 2-day tournament. You know, more to come on that in the coming weeks, coming months. But today, there's a few things that I feel like I want to talk about. One of the things we didn't get to in our first episode was the 2023 schedule, which was released, and kind of some of the changes to the 2024 schedule. So that's kind of one of those discussions that I think we'll have. And then big news coming down today, news that Cam Smith going to live as the second-ranked player in the world. I mean, what kind of effect do you think that's going to have on this sort of debate, this debacle almost?
It's huge. The old timer at my work, Mike, I brought it up with him, Mr. Fundamentals. He's totally against the live. He was pretty upset. I mean, who else is going with them? One other guy.
Mark Leishman. Big Leash.
Not a huge name, but a well-known name out there in the PGA Tour.
It doesn't seem like Greg Norman and whoever else is helping run that tour, they don't seem to care right now who wants to go. They just want names, and you know, for Cam Smith to go, I struggle with it because I mean the guy just won the Open Championship. I initially came to this podcast thinking like we should have Player of the Year conversations. You know, like what do you think? You know, it's kind of a race to the finish between him and Scotty Scheffler. Well, now with some of these rumors, he's kind of off the table, I suppose. I don't know. The Player of the Year stuff generally is tied specifically to the PGA Tour, and so it'll be interesting to see where he ends up because what was his name? Cam Percy today, one of his fellow Aussies.
Percy.
He claimed that he knows that Cam Smith is going, and then Cam responded today with a quote here that we'll pull from his response, I suppose.
Yeah, my goal here is to win the FedEx Cup playoffs. That's all I'm here for. If there's something I need to say regarding the PGA Tour or Live, it will come from Cameron Smith, not Cameron Percy. I'm a man of my word, and whenever you guys need to know anything, it'll be said by me.
And just following up on that, you being a man of your word, the Telegraph is reporting that you've signed and are going. Would you like to say yes or no to that?
I have no comment to that. Like I said, I'm here to play the FedEx Cup playoffs. That's been my focus the last week and a half. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to win the FedEx Cup playoffs. And like I said, it'll come from me. It won't come from Cameron Percy.
Do you intend to play the President's Cup?
Absolutely, yeah. That's something that we've been looking forward to for the last 3 years. We missed a year because of COVID, and that's something that I look forward to being a part of.
Okay, so a couple things that I take from this. One, how many Camerons are on tour? Honestly, Cam Smith, Cam Percy, Cameron Young, it's like Cam Champ. It's like,
I was going to say Cam Champ.
There's just, I can't keep them all straight. It's like Scheffler. I'm glad Xander Schauffele's not, like a great player. Schauffele, I can't keep those straight either. But anyway, apparently if it comes from anyone, it's coming from Cam Smith, not Cameron Percy. Now, how do you feel about that response?
He didn't deny it. I mean, Mr. Professional, I am focused on this and blah. You know what I mean? It's we got the runaround. I mean, he's Mr. Professional, kept it straight. Hey, I'm focused on today, tomorrow, and this tournament coming up here. So, what did you expect to hear from him? I mean, that's kind of what I expected.
That's kind of the message he sent when he, after the Open Championship, he gave his winning press conference, right? And someone asked him about it, and he was like, I just won the Open. And then he kind of stumbled and said, that's really not very good to ask that question, which I get. Part of me gets it, but they got to ask it.
They're press.
They have to ask it. This feels to me like I want to play the FedEx Cup playoffs because I'm having a year. I'm a Player of the Year candidate for sure. And then, just double middle fingers as I ride off to Live.
How pissed do you think he is at Percy? Like, why would you bring that up right before the playoffs? I'm like, dude, I'm not sharing anything with you anymore, you big ass mouth. Sorry, family friendly. God. But yeah, keeping your mouth closed so that no one hears about this. We can focus on the playoffs and I don't have to deal with these types of interviews.
I know, and I'm not sure that Mark Leishman cares quite the same way that Cameron Smith does.
Yeah, where's his interview? Anyone interviewing that guy?
I don't know. He's nobody knows. He shows up once a year at the Masters and then he seems to just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to talk about the President's Cup. I've got this sneaky opinion. I mean, we know that you got the Ryder Cup, you got the President's Cup, right? And the Ryder Cup is kind of like the big boy. I mean, it's got a lot more prestige. People care a lot more about.
And that one's every other, and that's the European guys, American guys.
Right.
1 year it's over there, next year it's over here, and it's just an alternating, correct?
Right. And then in that off year, you have the President's Cup, where you have the Americans against the rest of the world. So Cameron Smith, not from Europe, so he gets to play in the President's Cup. But I'm gonna start throwing a few other names out there for you. Hideki Matsuyama, Mito Pereira was gonna win the PGA Championship until he put it in the water there on 18.
Mm-hmm.
Great player. There's a whole bunch of names that are like come up and coming almost, like they're gonna make that President's Cup team really tough to contend with. I don't remember the last time that the Americans lost that, but I do think that it's gonna be a more hotly contested match than has been in the past.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put it that way. So this will be interesting to see. This is a big slap in the face, I think, because then you also have almost more, and not because he's a great player, but Henrik Stenson, who just, he's the Ryder Cup captain.
Yeah.
To just say, to brush all that aside, the potential legacy of that, I think I'm going to overuse this word today, but the prestige that goes with the Ryder Cup as well. I mean, what kind of it feels like it's back in the PGA Tour into a corner here.
I mean, what do you expect? With such a big thing going on right now with golf, there's no way to keep this quiet and taken away from, like the FedEx playoff cup or playoffs, the FedEx playoffs. And then you get the president, and these guys from LIV can play in that.
Well, that's the kind of the content of that lawsuit.
Right.
Is that we're going to have to see, because the DP World Tour, which is the former European Tour, the Scottish Open, which was right before the Open Championship, they filed a whatever you file to try to get into that field, and they were allowed into the Scottish Open field. Some of those European Tour guys who hadn't renounced their membership or whatever, and they got into that field. And I feel like that's what's happening here with it's like Hudson Swafford and a couple other guys who are LIV guys now. They want to come back and play in these FedEx Cup playoffs. But it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, because if they can sort of go back and forth and play in the FedEx Cup playoffs, the majors, and those others high profile events, why would you go to the John Deere Classic? Why would you go to the 3M Open?
I mean, side note here, 3M Open hasn't been anything. We get the lamest schedule for that. I mean, what was it this year? We had the Scottish Open,
but we're big fans. We love it. We love it. It's all over our hats.
Yeah. So, yeah, 3M Open. No one even showed Tony Finau, Ricky Fowler. I mean, that was.
Yeah, those were the biggest names. I mean,
it's tough.
Paul Goidos and Ted Purdy. They're 54 years old. I think Duffy Waldorf played. It's like the first year it was played, I want to say 2019. We had a lot of guys from that rookie class. Colin Morikawa was here. Victor Hovland was here. Bryson DeChambeau was here. It was not nothing. There's something to be said for that.
Where's my Tiger? Where's my Rory? Where's these big names? Phil, was he there?
No. It was
not that Phil's. Back 2019, he was a big deal. Now, I don't know. He's kind of fallen off. He's creating some real enemies, I think. And
yeah. Speaking of Phil, let's talk about Phil's existence with LIV for a second. The guy made $200 million to show up there.
Already gambled it all away.
And I think, don't quote me on this because it's not exactly right, but in the last 11 rounds, he's something like 40 over par.
Really?
Yeah, I would think, we gave you $40 million. Can you try? Can you put some effort forth here?
I'd be interested to see what those contracts say.
As far as their requirements, what they're obligated to do.
In okay, hey, we need you to do X amount of rounds and be in the top 10 to get this. You know what I mean? Some steps to getting that money versus just here's $40,000, come party over here for a little bit, or 40 fees, million,
things like that. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, kind of what those contracts are. I'm surprised that they're not more visible.
Dude, so I was thinking about this too. What if LIV, ESPN swooped in, they seen LIV, all these big name players leaving to go play LIV. What if ESPN swoops in there and they're like, hey, we'll pick you up. We'll stream some of your, live stream some of your stuff on TV.
And that's one of the things that I think the golf world's going to have to wrestle with in the coming years is that, this year it was what it was. The broadcast contracts were set. NBC got these events. CBS got these events. I don't remember if ESPN. I think they might have had the Open Championship or the U.S. Open or something. I thought they had one. But either way, those contracts were set, and LIV was forced to live stream on their Facebook and on YouTube. Which, okay, separate side note here. Don't let me get too sidetracked because I want to finish that. But they don't have an updated, they didn't have a leaderboard on there. Like you
That would
couldn't
be kind of
follow it.
painful to watch. So
Yeah.
you probably had to have like Twitter feed going or
Yeah,
something
it was
like that,
it was a
or their
disaster.
website or
Like,
whatever.
the Minnesota State High School Golf League, literally the Minnesota State
comparing
High
this
School
to
League. No, all I'm saying is they had an updated scoreboard that players could follow. Like a ninth grader in high school could know where he was related to the rest of the field, and that wasn't true of Live. Just weird. You'd think they could have that figured out. They're Live. They're pumping money into this thing like it's nothing. So anyway, broadcast. If they're gonna keep getting big names, if they pull Cam Smith, it's not like next year NBC and CBS and these guys. They're not just gonna let Live happen over here on the side. Like they're gonna want to show that. That's gonna be good golf, and you can't just ignore it when Tony Finau. Nothing against Tony Finau. The guy actually seems like a great dude.
What about that video of Finau that we just put on the TikTok?
Oh, the one where he.
Yeah, what's he talking about winning?
Yeah, where he's like a winner's just a loser who kept trying. Like he's just a likable guy, and there's a video out there. He's like rapping into his phone while he's driving. There's another one. I don't know if you saw this one. He was back at home, like right outside a pool, and there was some music on, and he was dancing. And then he dropped his wife's phone into the pool and like grabbed it out. Like it was pretty funny. Just seems like a likable guy. But like if he's the class of your tour on the PGA Tour, it feels like you have to start showing the Live stuff. So I don't know what's gonna happen there, but maybe it's ESPN. Maybe it's, I don't know. They're gonna have to figure out what to do.
Someone's gonna pick him up. There's too much money laying on the table for him not to be. So,
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you got Cam Smith. Not
Right.
denying that he's gonna go there, but I mean, I'm thinking he's gonna go. But
Well, and like, I'm sorry, but even though Dustin Johnson feels like he's maybe over the hill, he's still a bigger name than.
come on, Freddie Couples is still golfing.
Well, have you heard what he's had to say about the Live? He hates
Oh,
it.
I'm
He's
sure.
so furious with
Yeah,
those
him
guys.
and Mike at my rig, they probably get along really well.
Best friends.
VJ Size say anything about this?
I'd like to be best friends with Mike, so that's just
Great
how
guy.
it goes.
Great guy.
Really good dude. But anyway, yeah, I just don't see how you don't want to show Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Patrick Reed, Cameron Smith.
I miss seeing those guys play.
Yeah, I don't want to watch a tournament where Cam Champ and Tom Kim. I mean, it's great and it's life changing for those guys. I get that, but there comes a point where we want to see some names.
Think about this. The only time, like, let's say the average guy that watches golf, right? Mm-hmm. He's the weekend warrior, only watches them on TV, and all these guys left, right? Mm-hmm. Now he's only watching them at the major events, right?
Right.
How much more volume of viewers do you think that the majors are going to get now? You know what I mean?
For sure. And there's still a strong contingent of people who only watch when Tiger plays. So it's like, if you have 100 people watching, that's the max you're going to get. Those 100 are going to watch when Tiger plays. And then when Tiger doesn't play, but you still have Rory and Justin Thomas and those guys, you might get 70. Mm-hmm. Well, now if those guys aren't playing, let's say it's a 3M Open week, right? And so those guys aren't in the field. How many are you getting? 60 of that 100? 50 of that 100? Because nobody wants to watch Matthias Schwab. It just Austin Smotherman, who, by the way, heartbreak for that dude, man. He was like, I think he landed on number 126 just outside the cut of the.
No, that was Fowler.
No, he got in. Something happened. There was a change in the cut line. He got in. The guy just keeps skating.
I want him to get out from his own shadow.
Yes,
out from behind that.
That would be good. Yeah. But I mean, the tour is just going to lose a lot of viewership. Because guys don't want to watch Austin Smotherman play golf. Who, by the way, I believe is a lefty. So, good on you.
Go.
Should we tweet him? Should we
hey,
Instagram him? Try to get him on the pod.
3 viewers right now. Come check it out.
Yeah, let's. You want to be here. You want to be here. We are gonna get your name out there.
Hell yeah.
Because we're gonna be big someday.
Someday.
The Minnesota Left-Handers podcast.
But if not, hey, this is just like a normal conversation for me and him, just hanging out.
I'm having fun.
this is good. This is good.
I get to be.
So what else do you got for us?
The schedule for the 2022-2023
Do we have that up?
year is out. I don't know that it's up, but I could tell you mostly. I just want to talk about the 3M Open. I don't care about the rest
We
of
got
it.
a good slot next year, right?
We did. We
Yeah.
are. We are second. You all can't see it. I'm on my phone, but Brett can. The 24th through the 30th of July, we are the second to last tournament of the year. 2
I don't like
weeks.
that, though.
2 weeks though after the Open Championship. So you've got, I'm sure that this is just the PGA Tour, so it's not going to have the Scottish on this list, but it's going to go Scottish Open into Open Championship. Then you got all this jet lag, and a whole bunch of people are going to skip the next tournament like they did for us.
Well, even the second to last one at the 3M, I mean, there's a few guys that weren't there either because they're already in.
Right, and that's going to happen. But it's just nice to not be right after the Open Championship to not deal with that jet lag. So I'm hoping that translates to a few bigger names.
So was that another thing that the point that some of these guys were making on the Live tournament, that they weren't going from Mexico to Bermuda to New York?
Oh, James Hans is
his
tweets.
Yeah. He was saying something about like, hey, these guys over at Live, they're 54-hole tournaments, right? Mm-hmm. So they're not playing Thursday through Sunday. They're playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? So these guys aren't traveling. I mean, they get one extra day off, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Well, and it's just so hard when the travel is what it is. And yes, I understand you're making millions.
Who's the one guy that was talking with a family?
Abe Answer, which is something we have to get to. Abe Answer, like, I don't want to take away from parents. Parents are obviously an important part of a family, but the guy justified his move to Live by saying that he wanted to spend more time with his family, and he doesn't have a wife or kids. Look, I'm sorry, but that just falls on deaf ears.
Yeah,
it's not going to connect. So that was just one thing I wanted to mention about the 2022-2023 schedule. The 2024 schedule is where you're going to see the biggest change. They haven't outright said, the PGA Tour, that it's a response to Live, but they're giving more time off. The fall series looks different, and it's almost like there's tournaments within. It's like a tournament schedule within the tournament schedule, in the sense that right now, about 12 tournaments a year, the top guys are all together. You got your Bay Hill, the Players Championship, Riviera's big, the Genesis. You get the best players showing up at those because those elevated events. They get more FedEx Cup points. The purse is higher. Those things. That is going to be expanded. There's going to be more elevated events. There's going to be more high purse type tournaments. And so you're going to get the best players together more often, and you won't have a stretch where you had like we had at the end of the year here, the 3M into the Rocket Mortgage into the Wyndham, where it's like Rory doesn't even show up. Mm-hmm. He, by the way, as we get into the FedEx Cup playoffs here, is the odds-on favorite to win this week's St. Jude Championship at 10-1. He's the world number 3. He hasn't played since the Open, and we know what happened there. He got run down by Cam Smith, and I'm sure Rory's year's coming. He's going to start winning majors again. He's just right there.
He's got to be. He's the PGA Golden Boy.
And he kind of is at this point. And
yeah.
He's got a sense of like brutal honesty to him, and you get just like I said, a certain sense of honesty out of Rory that you don't get out of others. And so just it'd be kind of cool to see him again in the coming weeks. We got 3 weeks of playoff tournament golf, so I'm excited about that. One other thing, unless you had more on the schedule or.
No, I mean, just what we got up here, unlike the past years, top 70, but
rather than the 125, sure. Mm-hmm. And then, if you scroll more to this, and we can actually tweet this article out. It's just from Sports Illustrated Morning Read. I believe that's Bob Herrig, who's got a long history of great golf writing. and it's going to change the fall series and a few other things, but it's gonna really give more of an off season and more emphasis on those top 70 guys. So yeah, go watch the FedEx St. Jude Championship this week.
Big names, finally.
Question I had for you that I don't know if you knew, maybe you did. Are you aware that Netflix has been filming a docu-series all season? It's gonna be awesome. So they released a docu-series where they called it Drive to Survive, and they followed F1, like IndyCar, Formula One racers. Racing. And it really sort of blew up that sport. Like it gained a ton of popularity after that. And they started to do that. I think that there's an article here that I have from Golf Monthly, put it out, and I can tweet this out as well. That says, give me 1 second here. Here it is. So how did this start? So a PGA Tour spokesperson revealed that for several years the organization had been interested in producing sort of an all-access documentary that had not found the right combination of production, partners, players, and a distribution partner until now. So they finally got themselves in a spot where they feel like they can make this documentary. And it literally, like, if you kind of look at the sidelines or get photos from, like, you know, not the broadcast, but like find it on social media or something, you might see microphones or other cameras that are just following these players, and it's more of an all-access thing. It's not just tournament golf.
Kind of like Hard Knocks.
Yeah, and check out some of the names on this.
Wow.
Who signed on to this?
Max Homa, Tommy Fleetwood, nice.
Yeah, so you've got, but here's the thing.
Cameron Champ,
There's
Tony
Abe
Finau.
Ancer.
Yeah.
Sergio. There's Sergio.
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson, Brooks.
Victor Hovland.
Kevin Na, Ian Poulter. So you've got these defectors that went off to live.
Spieth.
And
JT.
then you have these like staunch PGA Tour supporters in Justin Thomas, and I don't know if Rory joined it or not. I don't think that he did, but like Ricky Fowler's there, like you said, Max Homa, Jordan Spieth. So it's just, what a year to have Netflix, you know, kind of chronicling everything that's happening. And the PGA Tour, I believe I heard, they don't really get any veto power because Netflix has all of the sort of editing rights and things. So we're gonna get some uncut.
That's gonna be cool.
Kind of thoughts and maybe some
I didn't
commentary.
Even know. That's gonna be pretty sweet.
That you know, it's just gonna be kind of cool in a year where so much has happened. Can I throw another President's Cup name out for you? Victor Hovland. I believe he played. Oh God, he might play for Europe though, up in Norway. That might be Europe. I might be wrong about that. But anyway, I'm just excited about what Netflix is going to release. They're going to follow him through the end of the Tour Championship, so 3 weeks from now. And then obviously they've got a whole bunch of editing and producing that they have to do on their end. So that'll take a while to come out. But for me, as a golfer, golf fan, and newly minted podcast host, I'm just pumped. I can't wait. I'm so excited to watch.
I don't share the same knowledge about golf that you do, but pretty excited.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. You know what? I was trying to find some videos of Ricky Fowler earlier today to post on some TikTok and make some videos on there. There's not a lot of like behind the scenes with that guy.
Pretty close to the vest.
Yeah.
You know where you'll always catch him?
Twitter?
The 18th green as one of his buddies wins. He's the first to congratulate.
Oh, yeah. I did see a few videos of him pranking like his caddy where he's throwing all his buddies' golf clubs upside down.
Oh, yeah.
So when the caddy's like looking at the bags, like, what the? Yeah.
That's pretty good, too.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like a frat boy, and he's, like you said, close to the best. So
he was one of the spring break boys from 5 years ago when like Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth and Smiley Kaufman were young and you know, kind of burgeoning stars.
Ooh, Kevin Na too, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's there's some big hitters. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You mentioned TikTok. You've been working on developing that. Tell me more
Oh
about
my
that.
God. So TikTok, we just threw something together, right? And we don't have a lot of videos of us yet, golfing or hanging out or doing anything that would be, viral in sense. But I found this video of John Daly talking about his pre-game warm-up, huffing 4 Marlboros, going out there for 20 minutes, having 4 Diet Cokes, and then going up to the tee box.
Of course.
And that went viral, dude. I don't know what you call viral nowadays, but, me being my 30-year-old self, 84,000 views before noon.
It kind of became a John Daly page for a while there.
Oh yeah,
there's a few John Daly ones.
I love John Daly, dude. I mean, he's that guy's crazy. He's just one of a kind. Happy Gilmore.
He brings on a lot of big opinions. Some people hate him, some people love him.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that the official statement from the Minnesota Left-Handers crew is that we are fans. We are supporters of John Daly and want to see him succeed. So I'm with you.
I can't wait for his kid. I mean, coming up through ASU, right?
Arkansas.
Yeah. Razorback. Yep.
Yeah. And so he's looking like he's going to be a player. But to just, I don't know, if you're looking for some John Daly content.
Oh God, it's great.
Head over to the TikTok.
And then I was just posting some stuff of early Phil. Did you see them videos?
I didn't.
Oh
I didn't
my
watch
gosh,
that one.
they're freaking hilarious. He had one video where he's wearing some aviators. He's sweaty. He just won the PGA Tour, and he's like, "Yeah, my day wasn't that great, but I shot 3 over. But hey, it's good enough to win the PGA."
He's got a certain swagger about him.
Oh, he does.
Well, he did.
Did.
I don't know.
Yes, very much so. I think he lost a little bit of that over the last 5 years.
Oh, even 2 years with his whole deal. One of the things that did come out about the Live lawsuit is that he was suspended by the tour for trying to recruit players to Live, because the PGA Tour doesn't necessarily have to release why they suspend a player, and players kind of play that close to the vest. They don't want to necessarily talk about it, but as part of this lawsuit, it came out and that he's got a 2-year suspension. So whenever you see him well, I've chosen not to play the PGA Championship, I think it's best to be with my family, or whatever crap he fed the media. Well, now we know that it was because he was actually suspended.
Yeah. So,
but yes, old school Phil, fun stuff. Definitely some good stuff. Otherwise, we're active on Twitter, active on Instagram, active on Facebook. You can find us there. Another way, probably the best way to get directly to us is through the email. I mean, and that's not going to be full of golf nonsense the way that the TikTok might be, but that's mnlefthanders@gmail.com. We've got on the screen the flyer for our lefty righty 4-ball. So if you are interested in playing in that event, that's out at Whispering Pines in Annandale, Minnesota. A best ball tournament. Sign up with somebody of the opposite hand of you, and we'd love to see you out there.
And if you can't find another person to sign up with, just let us know. We can try and find you a partner. I mean, we know a lot of guys in the golf community that are right-handed too. So, I mean, we'll just try and fill as many tee times as we can and just go out there and have some fun.
Yeah. And going forward here, one last thing before we wrap for this episode is that we have a golf day coming up soon here. We're going to go to the Royal Golf Club in Lake Elmo. It's that course that's got Arnold Palmer did not design.
I've never golfed this one.
I have not either.
I'm pretty excited.
I have not either. I plan to post a lot of pictures to the social media platforms. But it's the course that's got Arnold Palmer designed one of the 9s and Annika Sorenstam designed another. So definitely exciting, and look for a lot of content there.
Yeah, we'll just be videoing. We'll try and get some GoPros out there. Yeah, have some fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good time. And so with that, unless you've got any final words.
Fantasy football coming up.
Yeah.
You got third pick. Who are you taking?
A phone call, apparently. Yeah. Taking a phone call. God, I don't know. I don't know.
You
That's a tricky.
Jonathan Taylor, number 1 overall pick. Everyone's taking him.
That's the way it sounds. McCaffrey's probably still up there.
They're saying he's going to go second. I'm not big on that guy. I won't be taking him.
He seems to tank whatever team he's on because he's injury prone.
Yeah, he hasn't finished the whole season.
As soon as you draft him, when you take someone that high in that position, you end up sort of hamstringing the rest of your roster and your ability to draft great players. You don't have quite the balanced roster that you might have if you go a different route. And so, I don't know.
You got Dalvin Cook.
It'll be interesting. Dalvin's a decent pick.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
you can go wide receiver with Justin Jefferson.
That Tennessee Titans team looks way different now than it did last year. So, I don't know.
Well, leave us with a Seinfeld quote here. I got a video loaded up for you. So, you got anything good?
I think maybe this one will lead in. Let's hold that off.
Okay.
This will lead into next episode. If you've seen the Festivus episode, Frank Stanza, George's dad, created a holiday that was not commercialized. He didn't like the Christmas of it all. Just everything that goes with Christmas. And the airing of grievances. The line is, "I got a lot of problems with you people, and you're gonna hear about it." That might be directed at a specific professional tour in the golf world. Kind of leave you hanging there with a little bit of a tease. So, with that, let's wrap and come on back for another episode soon.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Nate. We'll see you next time.